What is going on to you, Cancer Crabs? So look, you have the Lovers, the Six of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So very much so, a lot of you Cancer Crabs are going up to bat for yourselves. A lot of you are very much so learning to become straightforward, way more direct than how you used to be. Because a lot of you Cancers are realizing that the best thing for you to do, honestly, that Six of Wands, Knight of Wands frees you, has you feeling good, is for you Cancers to actually just be more open and honest and straightforward about who you are, what you want, and where you're going. A lot of you Cancers want a relationship, but you realize that sometimes it's eluded you, or it stayed away from you, or you didn't get yourselves into one because you didn't really get to the point of who you are and what you want and what the other person wants. So that's why sometimes things will seem like they're up in the air. And a relationship, quote unquote, that's up in the air is the last thing that you would want, because by definition, it's not really a relationship at all. It's just a situationship. It's friends with benefits. So getting to the point, and what I mean when I say that is having a discussion with the person about what are we, is what needs to actually happen. Right? And truth be told, that's something that ultimately you really need to get a feel for immediately. And what I mean by that is stop allowing interactions to just go just whatever. If you're going to hang out with a person, make it clear. I want to hang out with you. I'm trying to hang out with you. I want to see where this thing goes. If a person does not like that, where you're letting them know, hey, listen, I actually want to hang out with you to see if there's something here. If you say that off the rip, that's okay. But if a person is telling you off the rip that they're wasting your time. And see, a lot of times, this is what it is that I mean. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it, I promise. The Queen of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles is that there's a need for tightening up your belt. Because I'm seeing that with this is the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles is about you Cancers looking at this from a perspective of, if a person can stick it out with you and be good for you, you'll bring them the world. Y'all are the opposite zodiac sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is the world. You'll bring them the world on a silver platter because you love them so much. The problem, though, is a lot of y'all Cancers, respectfully, a lot of y'all having problems with understanding if a person is being truthful to you or not. And this is why it is that I say that there's an importance to be over here on my channel watching and subscribing. Because the best one, I could say the best way, but a way for you to help minimize or mitigate all of that dysfunction in the first place is to state from the very beginning what it is that you are looking for. You do not say that you're looking to get married. That's too far on out ahead for you to say if you're going to get married at all or married to this person. You don't mention marriage. But what do? You put it out there at front. Hey, listen, you and the person get each other's number. Y'all exchange numbers. You give them your number. They have your number. They give you theirs. The two of y'all start to talk. This is what it is that you can do. You Cancer Crabs can let these people know, hey, listen, I'm looking to get to know you a little bit better. I don't necessarily know where this is going to go, but I want to see if there's a future for the two of us. So I want to get to know you. That's what it is. That's something to that effect is an option that you can say immediately. And see, this is why it is that I be saying, Cancers, a lot of people don't be communicating well enough. That's how it is that I know that a lot of people don't be communicating well enough. Because you're supposed to state that you're supposed to state that off the rip, so that when the 1 month period, right, when the 1 month time frame come about, I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about, when I say a 1 month period, I'm talking about when it's time for y'all to physically get romantic. Now you don't have such a big mystery. So what that tells me is people like rolling the dice to see if a person is going to play them or not after the fact, when y'all should have already been having this conversation as to, at the very beginning, as to what the both sides want. Letting the person know, hey, listen, this is what it is that I'm looking for. Because more often than not, this is why there needs to be a tightening of the belt. Because more oftentimes than not, you being straightforward, Cancer Crabs, will scare off an individual that would be playing games. But this is what happens when a person doesn't know how to communicate and doesn't state what it is that they're looking for. Look, this is what it is I'm looking for. If you can't give me this, step off. If you can't give me this. Right? So now, all of that is beautiful, that you see that you have the ability to give your significant other the world, and you'll love them and you'll cherish them and all of that. But at the same time, you Cancer Crabs are not going to be able to get in a position to actually have somebody if a lot of y'all don't get y'all story straight. From the very beginning, when it is that you are getting to know the person, you're supposed to let them know what it is that you're looking for. After that 1 month time frame is up and y'all done had physical fun, the first time that y'all have physical fun, after that, y'all are supposed to sit back and talk and y'all get to know each other again and ask y'all to have this conversation of if this is something that the two of y'all still want. If the connection is something that the two of you still want. If the two of you can come to that conclusion that it's yes, then great. If not, then it means that obviously this person was lying to you. So the responsibility is not on them. But the vast majority of the times, if I had to give it a percentage, I would say 80% of the times, if a person would be playing games with you, 80% of the people that you would meet. See, this is what the Page of Wands and the Six of Pentacles represents. 80% of the people that you would meet, you can find out if they're playing games from having that conversation with them. Letting them know off the jump, straightforwardly, hey, I'm looking for somebody to date. I'm looking to actually get to know somebody long term. If that's not you, get out of the way. That eliminates and excommunicates 80% of the people right off the rip. Because most people will nowadays, the depravity and the self dysfunction is so crazy, people won't even hide the fact that they were just in this thing for romance. For physical romance. The 20% you'll have to sniff out on your own. I taught y'all how to do that. The Page of Wands and the Six of Pentacles represents, yet again, realizing that you have to give yourself and the things that you bring to the table more thought. You have to give the people that you are getting to know more thought. You just can't run off and write. Hold on a second. Sorry, I was just making sure that nobody is at the door. Y'all know that, y'all know not to trip. I'm going to do this type of stuff. Y'all pretty much already know that. Got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people will be asking me, well, how come it is that you know what I'm saying? How come you just can't sit? Because I got family members, you know what I'm saying? I got packages being delivered to the door. I got pets. There's always some sort of situation happening. So, as a king, I need to be very aware of what's going on in my castle. Okay, then. So now the Sun card represents, as a result, this is what it is that I'm talking about, though. The Sun card is about just that. The Sun card is about having to understand that ultimately you Cancer, I just did the Leo video. Sorry about that. You Cancers, you have a brand new perspective. A brand new perspective. You see the light. You understand, and the light is not some sort of artificial light out there. The light is your own consciousness. You Cancers are realizing that you have to state it up front, and that you need to be more up front, because that stuff will scare individuals off. The Seven of Swords now and the Ace of Swords represent, and that's when it is that people will ultimately reveal themselves. There's no need to be playing all these sideways games to find out if a person is truthful or not, because all it is that you need to do is state what it is that you're looking for. And quite literally, people will say yes or no. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles. The High Priestess, the Sun card, the Nine of Cups, and the Death card. So to clarify the Ten of Pentacles. So the High Priestess and the Sun card is about how a lot of you Cancer crabs, this new level of transformation, though, that's something that a person who would be seriously interested in you would only understand. Like, they are only going to understand the value that you Cancer crabs bring into a person's life, right? The value of loving them, the value of bringing money into the situation, resources, the value of, being resourceful. People who are not in a relationship with you and do not take the time to get to know you, your patience, that's a virtue, right? That's a big virtue. I'll be trying to learn from you Cancer crabs on how to be more patient. And from hanging out with you Cancer crabs, I've actually learned, as an Aries moon, mind you, I've actually learned how to be considerably more patient and allow things to happen, but at the same time, take action, but not be so emotionally responsive to it, but to understand it from hanging out with you Cancer crabs. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, people who are not in a relationship with you Cancer crabs are not going to understand what they can learn from you and what they can get from you, the value, your resources, the skills that they can learn, your how you are resourceful, your patience and stuff like this. That's something that only a select few lucky people are really going to ever get a chance to really understand. But see, the situation with this, though, is the Nine of Cups and the Death card represents, but there's also a situation for you Cancers where you have to learn that because of this, you can't just offer this interaction with every single person. You got to slow down on, you have to be straightforward about what it is that you want, because playing stupid games wins you stupid prizes. And if you ever pay attention to a crab walks sideways, and that can get you messed up sometimes. Okay, I'm getting all these notifications. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe.